Hello, everyone. My name is Dredd, and welcome to Miss Valley Entertainment News, where we give you all the news that's fit to entertain you. I don't know, something like that. I'm a new channel here to do new stuff, but I appreciate you checking me out. So we're going to take a look at this, and I have not watched this yet, although I did already give it a thumbs up. This is from the Dungeons and Dragons YouTube page, and this is Baldur's Gate 3 Larian reaction to launch and thank you to fans. As of the time I'm recording this, game came out 12 hours ago. Dungeons and Dragons YouTube page has over 449,000 subscribers. This has 106,000 plus views and 6.3k likes. So let's dive into this. I haven't listened to this. I don't know what this is about exactly, but I'm guessing it's a reaction to launch a thank you to fans because that's what it says. Let's find out together.
This whole game's been emotional. I think for Larian, like every single one of us on like release day, we're just hitting like refresh, looking at Metacritic, we're just seeing all the responses on Twitter and like jumping on like the Baldur's Gate subreddit and just like, what's going on? What are people saying? Like, do they...
I don't need to stop it already, but I think that's cool that what happened to Baldur's Gate 3 and Larian when this launched was unexpected. It really was. Now, did they want it to do well? Absolutely. Did they believe it was going to do well? I'm sure they had that belief. But I think this far surpassed what they realized was possible. So good on them.
like us? And then there's just overwhelming positivity. Weeks later, we're still in this like high. Like we just don't understand like how our stupid little game has touched so many people. And we get these like heartwarming messages from people saying like,
It's cool.
I was in a bit of a dark place and then I started playing Baldur's Gate and it sort of like elevated me a bit.
I don't have that experience. Like, good on you if you do, man. If it actually touches something in your soul, in your spirit, in your psyche, in your heart, that actually raises you up and takes you out of a dark place, that's awesome. Those are awesome stories. I don't have one like that personally, but I've enjoyed the F out of this game. It's a good one. In my opinion, it's a good one. And it is, though, not for everyone. There's a genre that if you're a fan of that genre, or of games that are played in a certain slow, meticulous kind of way with a lot of not necessarily as much action, although there's plenty of action in the game, but more character development and more story. And more of the make the story your own as you go by interacting with your characters. Even if you're playing solo, interacting with other characters and building up your character and finding out about other characters as you go. If you're into that kind of thing, then this really is a good game for you.
I was like, it's a game where I spent a day looking at how much does a cow weigh. Like, how is this making people so happy? But like, we all love it, and we just love
Which is a
seeing,
cow weigh?
the fans have kind of like made of it, and as well, like it's such a.
You tell us what a cow weighs?
It's such like a legacy from Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 to like see that we've kind of made people happy and see us as like a good successor to those old ones. Yeah, that's been really heartwarming.
Now, I have not done a review, an official review on Baldur's Gate 3. For the simple fact is, I don't think I should review it until I've actually finished the game. And I am playing right now 3 separate characters. We're all still probably no more than midway, if that, through Act 1 of 3. And my belief is I may not get finished this game until the year turns over into the new year. But I'll quite happily, even though it'll be much later than some, I will quite happily, once I'm done this game, give my honest review of it. But I will say, so far, I really enjoy it. And more so, I really enjoy what I've seen from Larian, both what they put into the game and the connection they have with the players, as well as the source material is really kind of cool.
Are you on YouTube Shorts or TikTok or any of that stuff? Like seeing all this content constantly being thrown out there. Like what's amazing about Baldur's Gate 3 is it has there's so much coverage of it, of so many people playing it and finding these unique moments. It's so fun to watch these videos.
I watched the Ford Gnome Barbarian YouTube video, and that was just fantastic because, like, as someone who was in charge of the Barbarian, and I love shorter races, I don't think they get enough love. Like, dwarfs are my all-time favorite, so seeing short races represented, like, I love it. And just watching these like four guys cause chaos with these like tools I give them, like, yeah, we love that. And we're all constantly internally at Larian, like we're sending each other videos we find. Like we have a dedicated channel just for like basically popping up, like, have you seen what this guy's done? Like she over here, she's like broken, like owl bears, like come check it out. Like it's fantastic. And we love seeing that stuff. We're sharing it constantly.
That's fun.
That's awesome. I haven't yet done any shorts of my gameplay. I certainly could have clipped some stuff. Never got around to it so far, but I will at some point.
I mean, that had been like one of the best parts about the launch as well. Like moving from early access to that, like all of this must have started flooding in to the entire team.
We were somewhat known in the industry for like Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. That sort of like got our original name out as like people like, we specialize in
games.
sort of like CRPGs. Like that's our bag. Like we all play this sort of stuff outside of work. And then just to go from this like game that has a weird skeleton dude as a main character to then like pop off as like the success of Baldur's Gate is just insane. Like I have a really cute fluffy dog, right? Who's called Sunny, and he's a keyhound, and like everyone wants to like pet him and play with him like all the time. Whenever I take him for a walk, or whenever I'm on the tube in London, like people like stop me and say, "Oh, can I stroke your dog?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine." It was release day, and I was walking back to the office. I brought the dog in with me because it was just a bit of fun. And I was walking up, and someone like approached me. I was like, "Oh, someone wants to stroke the dog," and I forgot I was wearing my Baldur's Gate T-shirt. And a guy walked up and he's like, "Good luck for release day today." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Do you not want to stroke the dog? Is this not about the dog? Me? What?" It's really nice.
They don't want to pet the dog, and you know that's a thing in RPGs. If you're familiar with RPGs, you know petting the dog is a big deal. So many games where you're like, "Wait, there's dogs in it, and you can't pet them." There's no animation for petting the dog. Are you serious?
This has to be amazing.
Makes it even funnier.
To like, it feels like a pop culture moment.
It's insane. Like when PAX opened this morning, and Sven was standing by the booth, like he wasn't there yesterday. Just instantly, he was like swamped by people that like wanted to meet him and like take photos with him. And it was just so like nice. It's like, you know, this guy that I like have fun with and like work with and I'll drink a glass of wine with, and you just want to take pictures with him. And like Sven's like the nicest guy as well. Like he's always interested. Like he loves it when people like tell him about the game they play.
He legitimately comes across as the kind of person you'd want to hang out with. Legitimately.
Like tell him weird stories about stuff they do, and he's just such a friendly guy. So it's like, sure, I'll take a picture with you. Yeah, but it's odd becoming these like gaming celebrities. Like I don't want to say overnight because it makes it sound like a crazy thing, but in the same way, it's very much been like this past month we've been watching the Steam charts. Like we all are just like sitting there watching the numbers come in, and we're like, oh my god, we were not expecting this.
Yeah,
it's been emotional, like in a fun way. Like
it's been emotional for me, and even watching this, I find myself smiling and getting into just the conversation these two guys are having. I feel like not a proud papa, but a proud brother looking up to like an older brother and seeing their accomplishments, and they finally their hard work and you know good qualities have finally got them the recognition they deserve. And I feel that way about Larian Studios with Baldur's Gate 3. I really do. They make me feel like I'm part of their family, and I'm proud of them.
We've put a lot into this game, and to see that pay off, like it's been like magical almost.
It has been.
I feel a little bit like Frodo and.
But it's not magic. It's damn hard work and just honesty, man. They're honest about loving these type of games. They're honest about wanting to do the best for the player they can. They're honest about wanting to make sure their game is complete and ready to go. They're honest.
Sam, like getting to the Mount Doom a bit, right? Like there's this sudden pause. Sven, talked about it as kind of like the black hole, like that moment right after a game is complete.
Yeah,
I can't imagine what it felt like at the studio.
Yeah, it was weird. We weren't like down tools exactly. Like we internally, like there's still things we want to polish. Like there's still bugs we want to fix. But yeah, there was that moment of just like, what do we do now? Like, what's our mission? Like this game's come out. We still want to work in it. And obviously like the PlayStation and like the early releases today. So some of us are still like.
Hey, PS5 players, have any of you got into the early release on PS5 of Baldur's Gate today? Well, I guess it's 1:30 a.m. right now, so yesterday. Have any of you got into that yet? And how does it look? How does it play? How you liking it? Let me know. Drop down in the comments below. If your comments do not appear right away on my channel, just so you know, that may be because the filter may be set where I have to approve comments. So just be aware of that. But don't be shy.
We still have things coming, and with the Xbox release later in the year, like there's more waves of kind of excitement coming.
Is it weird being at PAX and seeing fans directly? It's kind of funny they all fit together.
You feel like the
day of
Beatles?
PlayStation 5 launch. The game's out. You're at PAX interacting directly with fans.
Cool.
Yeah, I think this has been my like second event like I've been to and like had a chance to interact with people. Like I was at EGX in London a couple of years ago. Like when we had, I think it was the release of the Sorcerer, and it was a much smaller booth back those days. It was like we were relatively popular, but there wasn't like hordes of people like queuing up for merchandise. We sold out of like a couple of things, but it's been insane today. Like the minute we open up like the doors for PAX, it's just.
I would like to get that, not that size. I would love to get that though as a ship in a bottle, already built, because I don't have the patience to actually build it in the bottle. But in honest to God, I would love to be able to get one, this size with the smaller thing in the middle, and the bottle's like that big, and I could just display it somewhere with that Nautilus ship in the bottle. Larian Studios, if any chance you're watching this, you got to make that. Someone's got to make that for me. Come on.
PAX. There's just a massive queue all the way around the booth for people. Like, we want BG3 t-shirts, and like we can finally get them out to the players. It's just so odd, like just seeing these people. Like, I want merch of the thing you worked on. Like,
Yeah.
it's like I'm grateful to bought
like,
the game and played it and like getting the feedback. And it's like, no, we want more. And the amount of people are asking like, when's the next thing? And I'm like, I don't know. Like this.
Your studio is so transparent and so player focused. This has to be just a remarkable experience.
We're very fortunate in about like freedom.
I think they really thrive on that feedback. I don't want to speak for any other gaming companies out there, but I would imagine there are some gaming companies who be like, they start getting feedback on their games and it's like, oh God, here we go again, right? Because the feedback, even if they get a lot of good feedback, there's also going to be maybe a lot of negative on certain things, whether it's people nitpicking or whether it's legit complaints, whatever it is. And they've almost grown used to it and expect it. And Baldur's Gate 3, I'm sure they got some negative feedback. They got, hey, you need to fix this, or why the hell does this not work the same way it works in, edition 5 of D&D? Why did you change this? I'm sure they got that. But I think I would have to guess 99.9% of their feedback was overwhelmingly positive, and that had to feel amazing after all the work they did on this game.
Freedom we have as a studio to like, A, we work on something that all of us love, and B, like Sven as a leader, like he's open to suggestions about everything, and he wants the game to be as good as like the rest of us, if not more. Like
that's really
he's in the trenches. Like he's
good leadership. It's so important, and your leadership needs to be more than just a face out front. There are many people in the gaming industry who I feel are good spokesmen for their product. Their product doesn't necessarily stand up to the test of time or even the test of gamers sometimes. And your leadership needs to be passionately involved in your project to where it is a part of their soul. And when you get that, and they're honest and they're hardworking and they're encouraging, I think that does wonders for your game developers in your studio. Wonders.
Sitting there with the writers, like constantly, like, what if we do this? What if we do this? He works really hard in the game, but he also respects everyone he works with and like trusts their decisions. He might come to me and be like, Ross, can we do this? As much as he is the boss, I'm also like, I don't agree. And he's like so open to stuff. He's not like, no, I'm the boss. Like, you must do this. He's like, no, I hear your points. Yeah, sure. Let's keep it that way. So that's been really good. Something cool. As well, just because you mentioned like playing the game and having those moments. Even us, like internally at Larian, I had moments watching the D&D movie this year where like we weren't given any sort of like pre-roll, like we didn't get to see it for anyone else. So
you haven't seen the Dungeons and Dragons. I can't can't remember what the movie's called. Something about thieves. I can't remember. I did watch it several weeks ago. If you have not seen it yet, you should really give it a shot. It is quite an amazing movie. Honest to God, it is quite an amazing movie. And to me, it's not filmed like a typical movie of this type and sort would be filmed. They really looked at it as, how does it feel to sit down around a table and play these characters? And I think they said, like, okay, what kind of things could come up? What kind of people, what the people around the table playing this, what would they be thinking in this situation if they're controlling this character? And it's kind of how they made the game. And they threw away the preconceptions of a movie has to be done this way. And they did it different. And I think you might like that when you think about it in that sense. Give it a shot.
So I went to the same cinema as like everyone else, and I was sitting there like giggling when like Harpers came on. I was just like, I was just doing stuff with the Harpers in game, and there they are on like this giant screen in front of me. It's like, there's an owl there. I went with my partner, and it must have been so annoying. I was like chatting about everything that came up.
During the movie?
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, the Displacer Beast. Like, I love these.
You're not supposed to do that during a movie in the theater.
I was that dickhead.
So we're almost wrapped up here. So I just want to get in that I appreciate Larian Studios so much. I appreciated them before Baldur's Gate 3. I really enjoyed Divinity Original Sin 2. I thought it was an excellent game, and as many of you did as well. But Baldur's Gate 3 has just, and I say this hesitantly because I know some people are going to react badly to it, but it's raised the bar. And it's not just raised the bar for the game, like how a game should look or play, but it's raised the bar for how companies should treat their fans and their product and their own staff even. Really, I hope this is a company, Larian Studios, that continues to do wonderful work far into the future, pushing out great games and delighting people, because so far they have been just as big a delight as their games are. And I mean that from the heart. In an industry and at a time when sometimes games are getting rushed, and sometimes games are, you feel like you're getting shortchanged on them, and you feel like they cut too many corners, or cut too many things out, or didn't stay true to things, or changed things up but you didn't want them to, or this or that, or the marketing wasn't true to what the game is, or anything else you could think of. This is just a breath of fresh air. And Larian Studios, this is my thank you to you for all you do and all you are. From the bottom of my heart, for Mist Valley Entertainment News, thank you.
But it's just so cool, just seeing like blown up the stuff that like I see every day at work. I'm like, we've got that in the game too. It's just so cool.
Is there anything that you want to tell fans at the end of all of this?
I think the fans really made the game for us. I think everything we've like ever read from the forums and like Reddit and from Twitter, like we do read that stuff.
Don't read Reddit.
The amount
oh my
they've
God.
appreciated the game. Like we love our fans. They're such good people. Like, so I guess like the thing I want to tell them is just like, thanks for being there. Like it's been a long early access. It's been like 3 years that people have like, when's chapter 2? When's chapter 2? And I just want to thank them for their patience and for all their feedback. And it's helped us make the game it is today.
All right, folks, that was Baldur's Gate 3 Larian reaction to launch, and thank you to fans from the Dungeons & Dragons YouTube site. I will link this video down below as well. Thank you all so much for viewing my reaction to this video. If you couldn't please, I'm tickled. Tickled, I tell you. I am quite happy with this nice little video, this great company, and this tidy and tasty game they put out called Baldur's Gate 3. For Mist Valley Entertainment News, my name is Dread. Catch y'all later. Bye-bye.